Hey, it's Austin. I wanted to explain the difference in the turbine shafts and which combinations make sense and which don't make sense. Alright, so here's a tdo5h 20G, and this seems to do pretty well. The most amount of horsepower we've made with this, and this is an extended tip compressor wheel also, and it's a 7-blade. So the most amount of power we made with this is about 414 all-wheel horsepower. And the limiting factor on that is the turbine shaft. But when we upgraded to the tdo6sl2 turbine, which is 54 millimeter by 61 millimeter, and it's an 11 blade. Now this is on the DSM now. We were able to get 449 all-wheel horsepower at 29 psi. The 414 I mentioned, that was at 31 psi with a tdo5h turbine. Alright, so then you can upgrade from there to a tdo6 turbine, which is 55 millimeter by 65 millimeter. And what I'd like to pair this turbine shaft to is a 55 millimeter by 75 millimeter billet compressor wheel. That's a 7-blade. And it's also an extended blade too. So I think that's the perfect combination for the tdo6 turbine. However, we haven't really got any results out of that yet, but I would highly recommend it if you're building a street car. Now, if you're looking to do bigger than that, you can go to a tdo6h4 turbine or tdo6h turbine. The tdo6h has 12 blades, the h4 has 11 blades. We mainly just carry the H. The H4. I can get the H, but I just go with the H4 because it's just, if you're going for power, you might as well go with the better flowing turbine. And so, yeah, what I would use for a compressor wheel on this is anything 56 millimeter or bigger. I like to go with the 58 millimeter compressor wheel because then it's 58 millimeter on the turbine and 58 on the compressor wheel. And I have an example of one that's already put together for the 30. This is a 3076, and that is 58 millimeter by 76 millimeter on the compressor wheel. It's an extended blade, and then the turbine is that tdo6h4 turbine that is 58 millimeter by 67.2 millimeter. And yeah, we can build that for you. It's a pretty good combination. So far we've gotten 464 all-wheel horsepower at only 23 psi, and I wish the guy would have run it even harder, but I mean, I guess I can't make somebody up the boost on their car. But yeah, that's all for combinations. We have a lot more wheels available also, like we can do 30R and stuff like that too. For the tdo6h in reverse turbine, that's for an Evo. Now that's that same 58 millimeter by 62.7 turbine, except it's in reverse, so we can upgrade for the Evo turbos. This turbine is actually pretty hard to find, but we are able to source that for you if you need help getting that. And it's an excellent upgrade for the Evo guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was pretty quick, so if you need these parts, or if you're looking to upgrade your turbo, I hope that explains it much better. Now for pound per minute flow, the SL2 matched with like a 20G wheel, that's good for about 52 pound per minute with the extended tip 7-blade. This one that we have not tried yet, I am going to guess, and I don't normally guess, but since we already know the SL2 20G does like 52 pound per minute, this should be good for about 55 or more. It just depends on how hard you push these things. But hopefully that was helpful to you, and let us know if you need any parts or services from us.